to Mastering CS Candid Leader Insights, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of customer success with industry leaders. I'm your host, Irina Cismas, and today I'm joined by Arek, Head of Customer Success at Gridaly, an all-in-one event management platform helping organizers run virtual, hybrid, and in-person events from A to Z. Arek, I'm really happy to have you here. Thanks for joining.
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone.
Let's start with the beginning. How did you first get into customer success and what pulled you towards the event tech world?
Okay, my beginning on this area, this field was not on the beginning as a customer success. I started as a sales manager, and I was really into to dive in need of our customers. So very often I did in my preparing for sales or giving our projects to customer success team in our company. I always be with these customers, and I was caring about the quality, and very often I'm even going into this tasks with our customers because I was always responsible for these projects, and I always was expecting the highest quality. After, I don't know, 1.5 year, I made a decision with our founders that I will switch my role for that field. Actually, we rebuilt all team from the ground. So I didn't have any experience on that. I didn't have any background or from my studies because I was studying mechanical engineering. I was in sales. I was in different areas during my lifetime. But I always like to ambition projects, and I started just as the SB because we actually change our team. So some of the teams go for another career path, and some of the team was fired actually. And we make a decision to build from the zero ground. So on the beginning was just me, and I start to develop my team with from the zero level. So this was the beginning, and it comes from all from about this inner voice who give me a power to have a success for our customers actually.
And so you were the first, let's call it hire in the customer success team, and you had the chance to basically build the team from scratch. Did I get it right?
Yes, yes, it's right.
I want to deep dive into that process because you are, I would say, not the only one who has been the first hire, and every journey for their as head of CS is a bit different. So now I'm curious, how did you tackle this role from the very beginning, or what were your first priorities into this role?
On the beginning, we didn't we had a project actually, so we have a lot of work to do daily. Like this train is running, yeah, and we must to do our job. For example, set up events, registration, do landing page, etc. So on the beginning, it was like on the one hand planning and thinking about the future. We must scaling our business, growing something like twice each year. So it's a lot of different goals we must to achieve next year to can be bigger and don't double our team, for example, because it's not the best way to have a
Yes, you
to
back in doubling the team for sure. Yeah.
yeah. So on the beginning, my focus was like to have the quality of our job with 1, 2, 3 person fine to our team, because actually this was like the build the grounds with team, which is a part of the important our mission of our company, was actually one of the most important to select the correct people. And we did this a little bit another way. We didn't put the offer for people who have experience in that area. We actually took some students, some very young people. Like we have I had in my team people who had 18 years, 19 years. They just start this university, sometimes was studying only. So I have a team which was not full time even on the beginning, and it was more difficult for me because on the end I was in front of the customers. Yeah, so they did their jobs, and my job was like to help them to build the team and quality the service. And it was very difficult. And on the another way, we was thinking about the tools, of course, to build a knowledge base, to build our process, to choose the environment for ticketing, for project management, because basically our platform, we working with customers very often the classic waterfall way, because we start the project, the event is in half year. Yes. So we have some milestones, and very often we working on the line, have milestones, for example, start of registration, start of website, build app, etc. So we build the processes, we choose the tools, and even on the beginning was very difficult because the budget was not that high. So it didn't have a chance to say, I will take the best, what is on the market. Yeah, I will take, for example, the highest price of, we use a ClickUp for task management. We have our system for ticketing, and it always was like a decision between budget and our profits, etc. So it was totally different than we have now. But the story is not that long because we are talking just about 2 years. So we did very fast run to the place where we are today.
So you went through, based on what you share, but I'm hearing that there were several phases into the scaling process. So initially it was just you, then you focused on building the team around you to be able to properly scale. Team was not where people were not enough. You were basically, you also brought processes and technology to basically,
Yes.
okay, help you build this foundation. And it was an interesting thing that you mentioned that budget wasn't unlimited and you weren't basically managing a huge budget. So you needed to make trade-offs, let's call them. How did you decide then? Was it between should I hire, should I invest in a tool, or how did you build the business case for the upper management to get to the approval for all the resources that you need?
This was very difficult. Very often we work more than we supposed to work, as me and some part of my team, because in our industry, we have the seasons. For example, event seasons now is the low season actually. And we are moving to higher season, for example, in April, in June, etc. Because even we can have 20 events during the 1 week, and sometimes they are in different places and even countries in that time. Yeah. So this was very difficult to find the balance between how big the team should be, how to prepare our team for the season, and what the life's bringing us. For example, okay, we're starting a new project tomorrow. Yeah, it's not the problem. Of course, we'll do this. Yeah. So very often and of course, we must remember we're working with tech product. So it on the beginning, we have a fix, we have a bug, we have improvements which customers asking us. So it's not always this daily job. The part of this job is very often, and it was a big part of our jobs to work with customers with their needs, and we find the blocks in the system, and a lot of work is going into to fix this, or of course develop, because mostly from this what we're listening for customers, I mean that how product looks like today. Yeah. So we are very close to these needs, and this is very what I loved in my jobs, that I have a very supportive and open product development team. If I don't have, I will not do this, because I like to see changes week after week, how the product develop, how needs of our customers are related with this what we giving. And I heard from a lot of people on our, for example, recruiting process, that this is very often this is the decision that they want to quit, because they know the needs of the customers, they give the feedback for the product, and after, for example, 2 years, they stay in that field. But of course, product going in some way always, yeah. But in the field from the customer perspective, it's very often not heard for companies. So this is what I love in our team, in our company, in our startup, because we still are a startup. We are growing very fast, but we are still a startup. We have 16 people on the company as workers. Yes. So it's not that big organization. And actually almost half of this is my team. Yeah. So I have the biggest team. Yeah. I like talk. So you must stop me sometimes.
No, not at all. Let me. So you said that basically you grew from one to okay, quite a few people now, being one of the biggest teams from the company. What roles do you have? Is it the traditional customer success manager, or how do you divide? How do you divide the role?
Good question. On the beginning, it was funny because my bosses call me head of customer success, but actually head of what? Yeah. So we doing this everything in the small team, like we are in the same level. Yeah. But now we can finally say that it means something. Yeah. Because me, I'm a head of customer success. Sometimes we are taking like that is customer services, and we start to thinking in like half years ago to finally split the success and support like separate processes. And on the beginning was like everything we're doing in the same team, customers of our customers asking the same team who are helping to have a success in with their app. So on the end it was like always in the same hands. Now we are start to half area. We change the thinking. We growing. We supposed to have another from the beginning. People who have more focus on that and less on that. Is on the beginning not the classical divide of team. Part of my team is more focused on build help desk, build processes with support of customers to get tools to self-service for customers and very quick answers for end users, because on the end our customers mostly are the companies, but they doing even for days customers. So we are giving the services for these both groups. This is the structure. So we have people on support team, but mostly we're working in projects as a customer success managers, yeah, or junior cast. Of course, it depends about how long someone is on our board, and we are very close to thinking about people who in the future will be able to see our processes and work only on develop our processes, because it's big part of our work to always develop this. What are we doing to be more smart, to have a less time spending to doing things one more time. But when the train is running, difficult to do because we, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30, we doing, we calling this inside projects. Yeah. So for example, one of this we developing this week, we change all bad names in panel. So we did a big list and we are giving a feedback to our development team, or we are build a new welcome email for everyone who is on our platform, because it was like very, because I find some inspiration about this and it's very nice. I like it. We will be. So these are not high priority projects because daily we're working with customers, and now we are thinking about separate people who are responsible for this developed projects.
I'm curious to ask, because you mentioned that you are a startup, you function in a startup environment, you are still a small team, and the collaboration between the teams is actually the biggest advantage that you guys have. I'm curious, what's the process? What's the handover process between sales to CS? How do you interact with product? How often? The process? Because I want to be able to give it as an example to others. So
Yes,
them.
very good question. Okay, what is of course, we have like sales team. Actually, as you already know, it's quite small. We are recruiting right now. When we have a good projects, you don't big a very high sales team because the products selling themselves. So he just like to giving a quote, but of course we can do more. So we are hiring right now in this data field as well. So we have a process that with when the project is confirmed, we have special process to give the project to our team. So we have a quotes, we have interview with, if it's not easy project, when we have some special additional information, we have our own the file, Excel file, where we putting all information, or when the project should start, when the registration is supposed to start, where's the link for this quotes, and what kind of the features customer choose. And then this is our base from the beginning. And then from this, we doing drive, we giving an organization in our system, and we starting the project in our task management tool as well. So this is the beginning of the story. We are actually very close to make a little bit switch, because we want to make an automation, because some of these things we're doing in the 5 places in the same time. Give a name of organization and name of event and basic scope of the project, what was sold, and in that topic advantage for now, but it's not the highest right now. So it's waiting for a good time. And this is how this working from the sales to our team. We are working with customers. Sometimes sales, it's on the process because we are doing upsell, for example, of extra hours, so new features, self-checking new products. Sometimes it's something during the time it's new product and we can say, oh, dear customer, maybe would you like self-checking box hour because we provide the new product like this. And on the end, we are doing the event. After event, we're doing summary meetings and the sales coming back here because first we want to have a feedback from this period of working together. And of course, it's always time to talk about the new project for the future. And very often when the customer is doing more than one even during the year, we even changing this cooperation, subscribing our tools because it's mostly reworking in the budget of the project. So it's beginning and ending and the story is going each year one more time. But we have a growing part of our customers who doing a lot of events, some of them tens, some few, some of them even hundreds of events, different, smaller and bigger. And we are very, with our tools, we have answers from them as well, and they choosing us.
Let's shift gears a bit. I want to ask you, how are you using AI and automation today? Whether it's in onboarding, event preparation, or maybe you want insights there. Share
Okay.
how the bridge automation.
Very hot topics. We're doing events, so we know the trends of the what the people talking. Of course, AI is still a high topic, and in our work, we're doing in a different areas. First one, very inspired for me. Of course, it was not my idea and not from my team, but our development team using AI for actually coding. They using Pilot, and they actually were virtual half of the team it's coding for us in that year. So it's so we have like more or less people than we need when we use the AI for coding, checking, testing, etc. So I am not 100% sure what's happened there, but they give us a special tool to, for example, doing articles for our knowledge base, basic, not what is in the front, but what is under them. So from the so even sometimes we have already prepared articles for our help desk, and we are just checking that it's correct. And sometimes it's something surprise we didn't think about it, and this is the setting which is because the AI knows that from the code, yeah, of the system. So was very nice use case how we use the AI. Another of them, we're using tools, for example, like Intercom. So we're using the theme agent and Copilot with built in. Maybe not in the high amount of for now because we are trying to learn our customers to use chat to ask them first and after call to us or send the email. So we are in the process to switch this contact standards. For example, for the new customers, we are giving this as a no, this is your communication tool. Start from this, and we will manage when something is wrong. And email, of course, to project management. It's still on this way. But if you have some quick question, you want to give our some ticket or something, don't send it for us email. Don't call us. Just use the tools like AI and etc. So it's growing, but still we have the older customers. They prefer call, send email, and do this in the oldest way. But we are in the process. We are trying to teach them that this is better for them. They have very fast answers. Nothing will lose. And of course, we have everything's connecting with our IT team. So when we have a ticket, it's going to the Jira, and the development, it can be much more faster than someone who is absent today, for example, and he didn't respond email. When our customer success team, someone will come back from the, I don't know, longer weekend, it's already done for actually. So this is why we are trying to teach our customers to use these tools, but it's not that easy sometimes, yeah, because we are still in another, they know our previous standards and it's more difficult. So in that case, and of course, in daily work to support, for example, time tracking. Actually, I'm starting new tools which are time track my time on the background. I don't click start end with the different projects. AI doing this. It's a very nice tool. We are started this very short time ago. So because on the past we actually estimate the time for the customers. And of course, when customers ask us, okay, how many hours left? Okay, I think that we will manage to the end of the project, but on the end, we didn't have data for that because we didn't have we start from the beginning. We want to have a success of customers, and on the beginning, we don't calculate how many time we spend for them. We want to have a success, of course. But now we are in this place where we must compare one customer manager and another. How long he doing the same thing? How many times, for example, customers taking from us? If too much, they supposed to extra pay because the regular customer don't supposed to take so many time for us. So if you want to extra, okay, no problem. You can pay for 10 more hours. So we are using AI for this as well. And of course, like everyone, ChatGPT to help us with email summaries. Actually, very nice tools. I love that the summary of all of our meetings, like we Finotecare, yeah. So very often I'm using this to summaries. And of course, going back into the meetings from half years ago when we start the projects and we have some topics to manage. For example, someone don't remember some what was said. So it's very helpful to have authority with facts about some topics. So
For sure it does. Do tell me, what are your biggest priorities for this year, for 2026? What do you want to achieve? And how does success will look like for you? How will you spot if that will job or not?
yes. Okay. When I started, I was very idealistic, and for example, my idea was like to switch off phones and emails from our process with customers. I didn't expect that it's not possible in the beginning. So now I'm not that idealistic. I just know that we have some projects and tasks to be closer of that. Yeah, after 2 years. Yeah. So this is very important for me to prepare our team to have two times more customers and don't have a double team for that. So in that, this is the problem. So the advantage. So we have different things what we must do, processes and more develop our knowledge base, be as a team more as a guidance and experts for our customers, less than clickers within our system. This we want to switch and change because this will be very helpful for this what we do. We can be an expert. We can do nicer things as a team. And this is our jobs, and I like my job, so I want to do, and my team too, doing nice things, not always like clicking the same things every time. So this is our goal to prepare us to be actually, for example, twice bigger company, and another is to don't lose personal touch as well. So it can be like difficult to connect these two goals because we know that our customers work with us because they like us as a people, not as a AI chat, for example. So on one hand, I want to give a Git support with for self-service tools. And on another hand, I want to, they supposed to feel that it's a personal touch in this all what we prepared. So they have a people on the second side, which are very helpful, and they really customer success managers, even they don't see any times and they don't talk, for example, doing the phone. So this is I am focused on this year.
For someone stepping into their first CS leadership role, what's the one thing you would want them to focus on? What's your piece of advice for someone?
As a leadership. Yes. Okay.
Yes, leadership role. Yes.
In my point of view, of course, it always, I think that the most important is to be like yourself and talk with people as like you're equal. Yeah. When you are working with your team as an equal, then I see in that case that the people are more involved about everything what we're doing, and we can always for us true about what we're doing. So it's much more easier manage this all things, like don't to have typical work talks about topics and we going around, but we don't know nothing on the end. So this is what I prefer. And I see that when we are authentic, when we build a team on the trust and the equal, and we are working hand by hand together, then we have a strong like feeling on the team. So we are helping each other. We are a team in that case. And for now, what I see as an output, we don't switch up people. We just taking a new people to our team. And when someone stay and is on the team and it's not another problems, for example, one guy from my team, he opened their own startup. So he have some idea from the beginning that it's part of his way. But if someone is as a customer success manager in our team, so he don't looking for a new job in another company from the longer time from the beginning. And I hope that will stay with us, because to have the people who know the products from the basics, and you don't change the team basing on this trust, on this openness, then the success have a good fundamentals on down. Because if you will have all tools and you will change the team, everything I think can go down. Yeah, the people are the most important in this process.
This was such a great conversation, and I really love the way you broke down the realities of CS in startup, first of all, and on top of this, in the event tech, and how your team supports customers through that one big moment their entire event depends on. Thanks again for joining and for sharing your story with us. And to everyone listening, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, stay curious, keep learning, and mastering customer success.
Thank you. It was a big pleasure for me.